there a threat to India's hydropower centers? Is that what Pakistan attempted to do?
Yes, Gaurav, you just need to decode what has been happening in the Uri sector because yesterday as well, in the middle of the night, you had heavy artilleries and shelling happening in the sector, which has not witnessed this for the past 2 decades. Why did Pakistan suddenly wake up to this situation and decided that we need to target these villages in Uri sector, Islamabad, as well as Gingal? We know for a matter of fact that these are very strategic locations where our hydropower projects are located, NHPC project is located, and for instance, Gingal village, where we now will have to believe, because we don't have a choice, the kind of artillery shelling that has been done in Gingal could be the civilians are collateral damage, and the major target could be the NHPC's second hydropower project, which is based there. And what we are given to understand, there could be damages within the compound as well, but we are waiting for that final official word coming from the officials as well. So clearly the agenda of Pakistani forces seems to be very clear. Right now, when we are speaking in the Uri sector, what we had witnessed through the evening is that heavy artillery and shelling is being done from across the border. Obviously, the blackout and other precautionary measures have been already carried out by the administration. I also need to put it out, Gaurav, that the administration was on its toe throughout the day when I was traveling across that sector, and the vulnerable villagers who live on these LOC villages. Obviously, we are not putting out the name of those villages right now. But
you're making a very important point, and I want Rajdeep to elaborate on it. Rajdeep, the government has now officially issued a statement, perhaps which gives the context of the strike that is taking place even as we speak in Lahore. Rajdeep,
let's go through that Ministry of Defence statement. Military stations at Jammu, Pathankot and Udhampur were targeted by Pakistani origin drones and missiles along the international border in Jammu and Kashmir today. The threats were swiftly neutralized using kinetic and non-kinetic capabilities in line with established standard operating procedures. No casualties or material losses were reported. India remains fully prepared to defend its sovereignty and ensure the safety of its people. So that's a strong, clear message coming in from the Indian government, using kinetic and non-kinetic capabilities in line with established standard operating procedures. Give me the distinction, Gaurav, for our viewers between kinetic and non-kinetic capabilities that are used in situations like this.
Rajdeep, the kinetic means that are being used by our armed forces right now are the S-400 systems that are neutralizing the threat. The kinetic force that is being used is like the force that's currently being used in places like Lahore, where their entire air defense system was neutralized. But the places that they're mentioning, Rajdeep, if you look at the places, line 1 of that military statement, of the government statement, the military stations at Jammu, Pathankot and Udhampur, amongst the most important strategic assets are in this area. Udhampur, Rajdeep, as you well know, is a very important command structure of India. If Pakistan was attempting to strike at the command structure, what does this indicate? That if Pakistan is using either its F-16s or its JF-17 Thunders and using its AWACS command and control system to guide that war.
Would they have importantly crossed therefore into Indian airspace? Because until now, the Pakistani Air Force had not crossed into Indian airspace. Are we presuming, whether it's the attack in Udhampur or their attempted attack in Jaisalmer, they crossed into Indian airspace?
So, Rajdeep, the nature of warfare has changed so much that with your BVRs or the beyond visual range missiles, you can hit a target almost 100 and 150 kilometers away or 200 kilometers away. It depends on the kind of BVRs that you have access to. And India and Pakistan both have access to these BVR missiles that can take an air-to-air or an air-to-ground target at much longer distances. You do not need to cross the LC or the international border or even come very close to it. The manner in which we have destroyed a lot of Pakistani assets. Our fighters have stayed on our side and yet done the job that was given to them. So the nature of warfare is changing. The fact that your missiles are crossing the LC, the fact that your rockets are crossing the border is equally dangerous, if not more.
We still don't have details though, and we will wait to see an official statement on how India has struck back.